Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I'm out here in, obviously in the snow. This is Ontario and it's in November and we have this that's happening. It's pretty awesome. So this is DIY happiness. Like I have to do a part 2 to the video that I did before because happiness to me is letting go and letting go of suffering. So what is suffering? What do I mean by that? Well, as the Buddha talked about, suffering comes from clinging, attachments, aversion and clinging. There's two opposites. So clinging is hanging on to stuff and aversion is staying away from stuff. So it's kind of like wanting pleasure and staying away from pain. But the paradox is actually trying to avoid either is pain. It's suffering. And there's a great story about it that I heard a swami give a lesson on attachments. And he was talking about chocolate. And chocolate, he had a little soft spot for it. And he went to, this was funny because he went into town and he was asked by the head swami to accompany him. And he had saved up $5. And he had this hankering to get some chocolate in town because there was a chocolate store there. And because the life of a swami and a life of a renunciant is to let go of all things, all attachments. So he, in one way, had this little devilish inspiration to go and give himself some pleasure with some chocolate. So anyway, so he goes into town, he goes in the store, and now you gotta understand, he's telling the story that it's been on his mind ever since the head swami asked him to go into town. This idea of buying chocolate has been in his mind for already a week. So he's been kind of dreaming about it. Oh, I can't wait to get chocolate. I can't wait to get chocolate. Oh, it's going to be so good and blah, 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 blah. So it's always been in his head. So he's in the store now and he sees all the chocolate that's there. Every shape, every, milk chocolate. There's dark chocolate. There's chocolate with nuts in it, like almonds and hazelnuts. There's chocolate with salt on it. There's chocolate in different shapes, different sizes, all this stuff. And now he's dizzy, he's confused. He doesn't know what to get. And the store clerk is going, "Sir, which chocolate would you like?" And he doesn't know, he can't make up his mind. So he goes, "I don't know. And I don't know what I want. They all look so good." So the store clerk starts saying, "Well, this chocolate is this, and this is where it kind of came from, and this is, the type of chocolate it is." And so he's going through his mind and he's trying to taste all the chocolate, different chocolate. Oh, what would that be like? What would that be like? So he's going deeper and deeper down this rabbit hole. It's getting more and more ingrained into his head. The wheels are turning, as they say. So he finally makes up his mind and he picks this particular chocolate. It's this bar of chocolate. And he's in anticipation. He gives the money for the chocolate. Now he's got the chocolate. And he's walks out of the store and he's looking to see if the head swami is anywhere to be seen because he's not supposed to be there. Like he's not supposed to pleasure himself in that way. So he's sneaky. So he did the sneaky thing. So it looks out the door. No, he's not there. So he has it in his pocket. And he wants to have that first piece of chocolate. But he's now nervous because he doesn't want to get caught. And he doesn't want people on the street to see him as well too, because they all know there's an ashram there. And him eating chocolate would be I don't know, but maybe it's frowned on a little bit. plus it's a hot day. So he's now deciding whether or not, how fast to eat this chocolate too, because it's going to melt on him. So he sneaks around a little bit of a corner, he opens the chocolate, puts it in his mouth, and he has this euphoric moment. It's this beautiful, amazing chocolate. It's melting in his mouth. He's like, oh, this is so good, it's so good. Remember, the idea is about clinging, right? And attachments. And here's this swami having almost an orgasmic experience with this chocolate. He breaks off another piece and he starts eating that one. And he's going, well, I can't keep doing this. I can't eat all the chocolate at one time. He goes, I might not feel good either, but you know, I have to savor this. I have to keep this. I want to still be able to have a piece of chocolate maybe tomorrow and maybe the next day and the next day. So he's like thinking about how he's going to get this chocolate back to his little fort, his little house, his little yurt, and how he's going to hide it the whole time, because he's not carrying much on him. He's got a little satchel and that's it. So now he's walking on the street and he sees a friend, an old friend who's not a swami, but just somebody who's on the path. And he's got this chocolate in his hand and he's like, well, I can't hide it from him. And this would be awful not to offer him a piece, but I only have so much chocolate. And if I give him a piece, then he might want another one. And then I have less chocolate. And so this is going through his mind as he's waving and looking at his friend as he's walking up. It's going on in his head. What do I do? What do I do? How do I deal with this now? So this is a lesson. This is hilarious. So he ends up saying hi to his friend, and he's in such a bind now because it's a moral issue as well. Is he going to deceive his friend and hide something? Is he going to offer it with kindness? And how is he going to be portrayed when he gives this chocolate and shows that he has chocolate? So, end of that story is he pulled out the chocolate, he gave it to his friend. His friend kind of looked at him like, did you fall off the wagon? Like, you know, and then he had this horrible feeling within that he gave in, he fell off the path for chocolate. So the moral of the story is that this is what we do ourselves when we think about it in our own life, pretty much all the time. And it happens so naturally, subconsciously, on so many different levels, because we're always trying to avoid things and we're always trying to hang on to things. And when that dictates our reality, it dictates our environment, and it dictates our life. So maybe we let go of the chocolate. Maybe we let go of clinging onto anything. Our cars, our status, our houses, our clothes, our university degree, all this stuff that we think is us. In reality, we need to let go of. Because our true essence is our divine spiritual self, where there is no aversion and there is no clinging. There's no push, there's no pull. We're just there in the midst of the divine purpose of the infinite present moment. And that's what you find when you go out here in nature. The more you practice, because I know this for myself, the more I practice letting go and not clinging. Even clinging to, it's too hot, it's too cold. I'll do a whole video on that because I know people who are in conflict with the present moment in every possible way you can imagine. And it's painful for them and it's hard to watch. So get out in nature, hug a tree. Please like this video. I'd love to hear your comments. And please share for anybody who's having attachment problems with clinging, people that are trying to stay away from the reality of the isness of the moment of life. So thanks very much for watching. Peace out. Love you. Bye now.